Now we are going to start with another compound of boron, and that is the boric acid. So what is the chemical formula for it? It is H3BO3. This is H3BO3. This is boric acid, and you know that its tribal name is orthoboric acid. So it is being called as orthoboric acid also, but the common name is that what we make use of, that is the boric acid. As you can see, the another formula also written along with it. Don't get confused. This is also another method in order to write H3BO3. So we can write H3BO3 as BOH whole thrice also. This also means the same thing, that is H3BO3, which is being called as boric acid. Now the first thing we'll be doing is the preparation, that how we can prepare the boric acid. So we can prepare the boric acid by three methods. One, from borax, that means we'll use the boron compound itself, that is borax, and we can add certain substance to it in order to form the boric acid. We'll see later that what all substances which we can add. Apart from that, we can carry out the hydrolysis of boron compounds. So whenever you add water to boron compounds, then also we get a boric acid. Third, we can obtain from the mineral, that is the columenite. So let us start that how we can prepare them by these methods. So first, from borax. So what you need to do is take borax, add either acid to it, like you can add an hydrochloric acid, you can add a sulfuric acid, which is king of chemical. So what happened when you react them? As I have taken sulfuric acid, then what do you get when you add it to it? So you will get sodium sulfate, and along with that you will get a weak acid, that is H2B4O7, called as tetraboric acid. And then when you add water to this tetraboric acid, that is H2B4O7, when you add water to it, it turns into a boric acid. So this is the first method by which you can prepare boric acid, by making use of borax. As I have taken sulfuric acid, it's not always compulsory to make use of sulfuric acid. Instead of that, you can use any other acid also. So you will get a respective salt, and along with that you will get a tetraboric acid, and when you will add water to tetraboric acid, it will get converted into a desired compound, that is the boric acid. Second is, we are going to carry on the hydrolysis of boron compounds. So I have few compounds here written here. We have boron trichloride, we have boron hydride, we have boron nitride. So I am going to add water to all three. That is because whenever you are carrying in hydrolysis, that means lysis means breakdown, hydro, that means by adding water. So this what I have done, I have added water to all these three boron compounds. See what I'll get here. In this I am going to get boric acid, that is H3BO3, and along with that I'll get the HCl. And when I add water to B2H6, I'll get boric acid, and along with that I'm going to get hydrogen gas. And when I add water to boron nitride, again a desired compound, that is the boric acid, and along with that we are going to get ammonia. See, as we know that this is the boron compounds are quite acidic in nature. So whenever you are going to add it in water, so obviously you are going to get an acidic compound. That is the reason that they are being called as acids, right? So the same thing happened in the second method, that when we added water to all these compounds, they formed the boric acid, and along with that the side product is formed. Third, how we can prepare from columenite. As we have done in the borax also, columenite is a mineral which is found in the crust, that is Ca2B6O11. So what we do, we add columenite, we mix columenite in a boiling water. That means we have a solution of columenite now, and now we are going to pass sulfur dioxide gas. And when we do that, what we get we get calcium bisulfite, and along with that our desired product, that is the boric acid. So these are the three methods which you can actually employ in order to form the boric acid. Now let us move on to the properties, that how it looks like and what is its chemical nature. So it is again the same like borax, that is it is white, crystalline, solid. It is white crystalline solid, and even its solubility is same as borax, that is, it is more soluble in hot water compared to the solubility in the cold water. Third, if we talk about its acidic nature, so we have seen that it is a weak acid. Particularly, you can say that it is a non-protic acid, that means it doesn't donate proton, but it is a Lewis acid. You know that we did in this thing equilibrium also, that any substance is regarded as a Lewis acid when it is actually you can say an electron deficient and it is in need of electron, or you can say it accepts electron. This is what Lewis has said in his concept, that Lewis acid is a substance which actually need electrons and Lewis base is a substance which actually donates electrons. So as this H3BO3 is an electron deficient compound, that means the octet of boron in this is not completed. It has 6 electrons, and we know that the required electrons is 8. So that means it is an electron deficient, that means it is a Lewis acid. So it is going to behave as a Lewis acid. See, when I add it to water, it is going to accept the lone pair from the water and it will form this compound. So that means it acts as a Lewis acid, but definitely it is a weak acid, and like if you talk about its strength, and second thing, it is non-protic acid. It is not going to donate its proton, rather it is going to accept the electron pair. So that means it is a Lewis acid. Now, what is the effect of heat on it? So what we do is, we take boric acid, we start heating it, we see that it decomposes, and it decomposes into a acid, that is HbO2, which is called as metaboric acid. Which is called as metaboric acid. But you can say the effect of heating is not till here only. We can actually further heat it and it can actually further decompose. So when we heat it, the metaboric acid, it gets converted into another weak acid, that is H2B4O7, which is particularly called as tetraboric acid. And then if you just heat it, if you just make the test tube containing H2B4O7 red hot, then it dissociates to form boron trioxide, that is B2O3 and water. So this is all the action of heat on the boric acid. And one important question which you often encounter in your paper, and that is the reaction of boric acid with ethanol. See, we have boric acid, we add ethanol to it. What actually happens in this case? It forms a compound which is particularly BOC2H5 whole thrice, called as triethyl borate, which is called as triethyl borate. And you know that whenever we burn this kind of substance, it is going to, like when it is ignited, it burns with the green edged flame, which is particularly used for the detection of borates. Which is particularly used for the detection of the borates as well as the boric acid. That means we can actually differentiate between the borates and the boric acid, just making use of this reaction, that whenever boric acid reacts with ethanol, it forms triethyl borate, and whenever it is burned, it burns with a green edged flame. So this is used as a detection test, and it is very, very, very important, as you are definitely going to get this question in paper. So this is all about the properties of the boric acid. So let us see that where it is being used. So it is used for preserving milk and many other foodstuffs. It is used for making enamels also. And you know that this is a common use which you must have seen. That is the aqueous solution of boric acid, particularly called as boric lotion. You know that where you make use of this boric lotion. Yes, for it is used as in you can say eye wash and all. Whenever you have some certain kind of eye infection, then you make use of this boric lotion in order to wash your eyes. So there also it is being used, and again it is used to prepare a boron silicate glass, and whose important property is that it is heat resistant. So obviously it is used in a glass industry as well. So we have seen that it has a wide use, because almost in the food industry, in the making of enamels and all, and in the medicinal industry also, and in the glass industry also it is being used. So that means boric acid is you can say an important compound. So this is all about the boric acid, that is its preparation, the properties, action of heat, reaction with ethanol, as I told you, which is an important one, and the uses. So this is all about